Hey friends, like many other Americans this year, I am deciding to vote by mail, and I recently got my ballot in the mail. It was just mailed to me and I have just received this, so we're doing a little bit of an unboxing here of how does this work, how can you vote by mail as well in the 2020 election. First, in the state of Illinois, you have until October 29th to request a mail-in ballot. So if you still have not yet, or if you are uncomfortable going to the polls, if you don't want to be voting early, if you don't want to vote in person on election day, you still have time in Illinois to be voting by mail. You can still send your application in and they will mail you one right in your mail. It's very nice and convenient. So on the inside, you will receive some very specific instructions here that remind you, make sure to read these and to read these carefully to make sure that your vote gets counted. Now more than ever, this is very important that you follow these instructions because we don't want your ballot being thrown away. Perhaps what is most important is that you receive this envelope in your envelope. So to be clear, here is the envelope where everything was sent in. Inside this was this other envelope. This is what I'm going to send my ballot back in. It is very important at this beginning part that I say how long I have lived at my address and that I sign at the bottom. You must sign at the bottom or your ballot will not be counted. Also on the back, if you needed anybody to assist you with filling out your ballot because of any disability, they must also sign on the back of the ballot. But if you had nobody help you out, if you had no assistance, then just this front part. You do not need a stamp. It is already postmarked there for you at the top, so there is no stamp necessary to send this out. Your ballot, if you have ever voted in person before, will look very similar to other ballots. It looks basically like a Scantron test that you took in high school that bad history teachers give because we shouldn't be giving Scantron tests. But at the very top, we've got in blue. You've seen the ads on YouTube to vote yes or to vote no for the fair tax. Here's your chance. It's got all of the text, all of the information you need, English and Spanish. Do you support it, yes or no? And then ballots are listed basically in order of power. We start with president and vice president, go down to United States Senator. Dick Durbin is up for re-election this year in Illinois. I live in Illinois' 1st congressional district, so it goes down to there, all the way down to water reclamation district, and all the way down to your judges. Of course, you can leave some of these blank. If you really don't care about water reclamation, but you care about president, you can just vote for president and leave everything else blank. Your one vote will still be counted. However, I recommend doing research on all of these. I like using ballotready.org. That helps me decide which candidates I like to support, and especially since I'm doing it at home, I've got plenty of time to research all of these candidates that I can go and pick out. Make sure when you are voting that you are paying attention to how many people you vote for. For president, it says, please vote for one. Use a pencil or a pen or a marker. I recommend just using a black and blue pen. That way there's no erasing, there's no smudging, there's no bleed through or anything. And make sure you completely fill in the circle. This is the SAT, y'all. You're voting just for one. However, on the back for, your very important water reclamation district commissioners, you get to vote for 3. So make sure that you're paying attention there, that you're voting for as many people as you can, and you're not voting for too many people, otherwise that will have to be thrown out. When I'm finished, I've got 2 sheets of ballots here. I'm going to take my ballot, I'm going to put them in my envelope, make sure that I sign the front here. No one's going to help me, I have no disability. So I'm going to sign, I'm going to put my address, and then I'm either going to mail it using the US postal system, you can do it that way, or across Cook County, there are going to be secure ballot drop boxes that will be across the county. I will leave a link to where one nearest you will be. Most of them are starting around October 19th, that's where I'm planning to do, to hold on to mine until then to make sure I can get it into the secure ballot drop box. It is important in the state of Illinois that you mail these back before Election Day, which is November 3rd, Tuesday, November 3rd. So you have to mail them back. They must be postmarked before then. However, it has to be received 2 weeks after Election Day. So you can mail it back on November 3rd. As long as it is postmarked by November 3rd and is received 2 weeks after Election Day, it will still be counted. Vote, people. This is a very important election, just like every election is, but hopefully you know that the stakes are even greater for this one. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of trickiness around voting, so make sure that your vote counts.